Hi, guys. Welcome back to Steel City Screams. I am Ashley Ray,
And I am Bryn.
and today we're going to do something a little different than what we've been doing. Um, I think Bryn and I are both very big fans of horror films, but also music, and we wanted to incorporate that into the show as well. So we both, well, so we both picked two videos that we're gonna watch and like kind of react to. I'm picking one from Rammstein, and Bryn picked one from Rob Zombie. And I know Rob Zombie, but I wasn't familiar to this song or video. So, how about you? Are you familiar with Rammstein?
I've heard of the bands, but I don't think I've ever really listened to them. But then again, I feel like I listened to a lot of different music and bands that I didn't realize, like, oh, that's who the
Yeah,
artist, the
yeah.
band was. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I've done that a lot with a lot of artists and or bands when it comes to songs. But I listen to a wide variety of music. Like, I, it's funny. You would look at my Spotify playlist that I have in my when I'm listening to music in my car, and you're
Yeah.
like, damn, you just went from Slipknot to
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj or Sean Kingston or
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So yeah, but I wanted to, you know, pick a Rob Zombie song because he's one of my favorite artists and directors. So hey Rob, if you ever see this, I would love to friggin' work with you, dude. Okay, just putting that out there,
Same.
putting it in the universe. But yeah, I love his work, so I really wanted to start off strong.
And I think what's good about your pick and my pick is they both obviously are kind of in the horror realm and genre.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Rob Zombie makes horror films. And
Right.
so I wanted to ask you, because I was thinking about this because I didn't know. Did you Were you a fan of his music before his films or his films before his music? Because I was thinking back and I was like, I don't really know which one I kind of got into first.
That's a very fair and that's a really good question, honestly, because my dad was the one that introduced me to, when he was in White Zombie.
Yeah.
And, that's around the time when I was born in 99, that they were really big. Um, so I really honestly want to say the first thing would be his music that I remember from way back when. And then I got introduced like not too long after to, House of a Thousand Corpses and then the rest of his movies. Um, which of course, when I was a little younger, my parents, like, yeah, they let me watch those movies, but they were also like, let's have you cover your eyes for this part or that part.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I
yeah.
watch them and I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Um, but yeah, I would probably say my introduction for Rob would be White Zombie.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was trying to think of mine too. And I think, like, yeah, when I was younger, I kind of knew his music and then, watched like House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff. And I didn't really put the two together until like he made the Halloween films and I started listening to
Mm-hmm.
some of his more like solo stuff. And so yeah, I don't know, I'd say probably I knew of his music first and then kind of got into
Sorry,
the
my throat made a weird sound. I'm sorry, y'all.
oh, that's
Sorry to
okay.
interrupt you,
That
Ashley, but I was like,
my
I hope no one heard that.
I put a fake septum in because the guy, the lead singer Till from Rammstein has a septum. So I was like, I'm gonna put a fake one in, but it keeps dropping and it looks terrible. So I keep just like
Ashley.
so it might fall out at some point. We'll see.
It'll just
Um,
drop.
yeah. So yeah, you're a big Rob Zombie fan. I like his music. Have you ever seen him live?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have. And I'm so sad about it because I was really gonna try to go see one of his concerts. Because he's on tour with Alice Cooper right now, and who also doesn't love
Oh
Alice
yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah.
But the closest shows were because I'm in Georgia now. For those who don't know, I can't remember if I ever mentioned that. But the closest shows were Charlotte, North Carolina, and Nashville, Tennessee. And he was also finally doing meet and greets again. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I really want to go and I really
Yeah.
want to meet him. And unfortunately, like it's just, I don't have the money to just throw out right now for it. And it's not, in my opinion, super expensive compared to other prices I've seen for meet and greets for other artists. And, or like if you go to a Comic-Con convention, I've seen higher and worse. Um, but Nashville, by the time I looked back again, his meet and greets were sold out. And I was like, God
Okay.
damn it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, maybe I'll look into Charlotte. And he still had some available, but it's at the end of August. And I just feel like with everything I have coming up, it's just too much
Mhm.
to spend a, you know, $500
Yeah.
right at this
Yeah.
moment. Right at this moment. Had it been like any other time, and had I also gotten back more from my goddamn tax return, which we won't talk about that, um, that would have been a different story. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I mean,
For
you
sure.
know,
Yeah.
I I stress a lot about finances, but I also am like, you know what? No, like I have to also treat myself from time to time because I don't want to like restrain myself from that. Um, but then it still gets hard because it's like, well, I have bills to pay too. So, it's like picking and choosing your battles when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, definitely next time he goes on tour again, I will be getting his meet and greet because it's been the last time I remember him doing that was pre-pandemic, and the first time I saw him was in 2018.
I think
Um,
that was when around when I saw him too, or did sometime I saw him with Marilyn Manson.
same.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, so
yeah.
we didn't even know each other yet. That's the
Yeah,
crazy part. I
yeah.
feel like it's so funny because we've been to so many of the same events and we never crossed paths until
Yeah.
Horror Realm in Pittsburgh, which if y'all are ever around Pittsburgh or you're near Pittsburgh, check out Horror Realm Horror Convention. It's a tiny little horror convention and I absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
They majority of the time and brought in really great guests. And we met Danielle and Scout there, and that was the first time I met Scout in person. But I've communicated with her via social media from time to time, and I've met Danielle prior to that too. And so I just still think it's so crazy how we met there, and then we full circle met back on a movie set. It's so fucking crazy to me, but um yeah, to stay on track because I feel like slightly sidetracking, because that's what my brain does. um but yeah, so I grew up, I just grew up loving Rob and his work, and I admire that he takes risks and does not give a fuck about what people have to say.
Yeah.
um and he really just follows his gut. And I think what also is so beautiful to me is his wife is always in his movies.
Mhm.
And it's so cool. And like you see that with his brother Spider and his wife Chrissy. Is that her? I feel like I said her name right. Somebody will tell me if I said her name wrong.
They'll
I
let you know.
think I think it's her name's Chrissy. Um like Scout just did a movie called Bury the Bride with Spider and her, and they both wrote and Spider directed. And I just think that's so amazing to see couples working together and
Mhm.
making a movie. I just find that to be so amazing and
So
like
so
romantic.
that's what I know. That's what you and I need is this that kind of romantic love
Yes.
where our husbands make horror films with us.
I just love it. I think it's so cool, and it's not you don't see it all the time. So when you see it happen, and also then you see it on social media, obviously, it's like, wow, that's incredible. You just I just love it. I love it so much. I would love to talk to Spider and his wife, because
And
I have you seen Bury the Bride yet?
yes, I just watched it the other night. It was really good.
I loved that movie. I
I went
really did. I was not expecting
I
it to
went
be
into
what it
it
was.
yeah, I didn't
And in
read
a good way too,
anything.
might I add.
Yeah, I didn't read anything about it. I just went into it and so it was which was kind of nice because a lot of times you see the commercials. I hadn't seen a commercial for it. I just saw Scout was in it and I was like, "Oh, I love Scout. I got to see this new movie she's in."
Scouty
And
girl.
yeah. Hi Scout, shout out.
I
Um
love her. I adore her.
yeah, she's the sweetest.
She really
So,
is.
um yeah, and but yeah, I saw Rob. Well, I'm a huge fan of his Halloween movies.
Me
So that
too.
was one of the things that really made me a big fan of him. And when I saw him in concert, it was super cool. He was super fun. And
Yeah.
he did where, he holds onto the microphone and jumps and does the split. So
I think he's such a great performer. He's one of my top perform like artist that I would go see until the day I die. Because I just love his energy and I feel like he just puts on a great show. I
hmm
really do. I enjoyed his shows. Because like, yeah, so I went when he was with Marilyn, and then I just saw him like last year or 2 years ago, one other time, and Mudvayne and
Okay.
Power, I think, oh gosh, I can't remember the other band names. I feel so bad
I
because
don't know what this
it's
is.
his brother's band and I can't fucking remember. I know it's is it Power Man 5000? I'm just going to clarify this. Yes, it is. So it was Mudvayne and they were broken up for very, very many years. So
Right.
seeing that was cool. And I never really listened to their music very much, but I knew who they were. Can I can't lie. I was high.
Oh no.
And so I went with my dad.
Read this story. Where are we going with this?
And so him and I good because I digress. Uh we smoked some weed before the concert. So
The
we
good
go.
Kush.
I love my dad. He's probably like, why would you tell this
Hi,
story?
Dad.
Hi, Dad. He's probably like, don't ever talk about that again. I don't care. Bro, my dad's fun as fuck. Like, let us live our life. So, because he had a pen. So, and I started having a drink before that. So I was like, oh, so we're sitting up in the VIP section because my mom, God love her too. I really appreciate my parents so much. They do so much for me. But I really wanted to go see Rob, and so I think it was pretty much like my going away present before I moved. So um she got the tickets. We were like right near the stage. We weren't in the pit, but we were on the floor. And it was incredible. So my dad and I were sitting in the VIP section because we had like the VIP experience.
hmm
And so we're like, okay, right before Power Man 5000 came on, I'm like, okay, let's just like get it going. And so I was hitting his pen, we were having a drink, and then I'm like, Dad, I don't think I can get up. I don't think I could get up. This is not good. And he's like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And I'm like, am I?
I can't feel
Yes.
my legs.
For real, girl. I was like, holy shit. So finally, after so long, we get up. I was so terrified to walk. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get arrested. I can't do this. Um, I was totally fine. I just got paranoid because of anxiety. Love that for me. So we get down to our seats. We watch Power Man 5000. Mudvayne comes on. I felt everything in my chest. I was like,
Dad, I'm
oh
having a heart
God.
attack.
I wasn't gonna have a heart attack, but I was like, the music is in my body. I was like, God, I was
Oh.
like, Dad, I must be really fucking high. And I don't smoke a lot. Like I mean, I vape, but like I don't smoke weed very much. Like I honestly only smoke with my dad.
hmm
Um, because I don't trust people very much, and I'd rather make sure I'm doing it with somebody I'm comfortable with. And so if I ever do, it's mainly with my dad. It's so fucking funny. But but I was like, Dad, JJ, I'm feeling all of this in my fucking body. Like and him and I are just cracking the fuck up, like having the best time ever. And I'm just like, fuck, I wish I was, because by the time Rob came on, my high subsided and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I wish I was still high. I want to feel like all of this. It was still great. I was still having a fucking blast. But I was like, oh my God. I'm sorry, Dad.
But that's really cool that you got to do that with like experience that with your parents and like
Yeah.
like
Well, and see, my mom didn't come to that concert, so I was like, oh God, imagine Kimmy here, Kimberly.
hi mom.
Hi, Mom. I was like, oh my gosh, imagine Kimberly here. She'd be like, oh my gosh, y'all are crazy. And I'm like, why do I feel like she would probably have a drink. She doesn't smoke. I was like, she'll probably have a couple drinks. She'd probably vibe with us.
We'll have to
That's
we'll
our
have
hope.
to not to sidetrack, but we'll have to talk about that sometime because we're both only children
Yes.
raised on horror films, music.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to talk about that sometime. That's
Yeah, we'll definitely have to dive a little deep into that for sure. I'd love to
dive
like
into
sit
our
down and really,
psyche.
literally.
Have a
Oh shit.
therapist on.
Oh, but man, I love seeing Rob in concert, dude. He's just a blast, and I think he's fucking baller at what he does. He
Yeah.
just is. He just has it, and I'm like, share, please.
Awesome. So you chose a video. So,
Mhm.
and we'll talk about it a little after, but what video did you pick?
So I chose the song Crow Killer Blues from his newest album. It's one of my favorites. If I had to pick another one, it doesn't have a video yet, but I would probably say Get Loose. I just love
Okay.
those two songs. And I'm pretty positive this music video was filmed during the pandemic.
Okay.
And I don't know, there was just something like very vintage and dark and like in a like a creepy old timey, like you're watching Nosferatu, but obviously it's not Nosferatu. And it's a very simplistic video, but I was like, oh, I really like this, and I love the song, so I was like, bonus. So
Awesome. Yeah. Alrighty. Why don't we watch it?
yes, I just want to quickly add, we do not own any rights to the music or the video playing. So this is just to show the viewers the video so that way we can dissect it a little better for you guys. So here we go. Crow Killer Blues. Let's do this. Uh, I don't know
That
if anybody's gonna see it, but I was like over here.
it's hard not to headbang. I didn't
I was
want my
like, oh, I was trying to like professionally jam.
um
um,
I so this was my well, so you said you wanted to watch this do this video. So
mhm.
that was my I love Rob Zombie's voice. I think it's so cool.
Mhm.
It's and like the growl, like like it's awesome and I love that song. And the video, I like it. It reminds me of like a found footage type thing. So
Right.
I love it. But
And his band, man, they're guys, amazing, amazing, pure talent.
yeah.
Like, my gosh, like I I feel like I can never be disappointed.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
don't know. I just love his work, man. It's crazy. I just think he really has it, and his band members are also, like I said, incredible. And I think he filmed that on his farm.
yeah. I was gonna ask you if you knew about that, because
I
it
think
looked
he
like
did.
and like the yeah. Oh, I'm not very good with my animals, but the yaks are in the snow.
Yeah.
Very cool. And obviously this was only my second time, so I was like kind of like looking at the lyrics, and they're very cool. I mean, like his stuff is always like pretty dark, kind of spooky.
Mm-hmm.
But and I liked the little I don't know what you'd call them, but like inserts in there with the words popping on the screen like a silent film, how they would have them.
Yeah.
It was I liked it. Because at first, I have to say the first time I watched the video and I saw how it was filmed, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. And like is it gonna look like professional? But I don't think I couldn't see it any other way now
Mhm.
watching it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the way it was filmed fit it. It just fit it. And I can't really say, I feel like I can't think of any other way
Yeah.
either. And it just makes sense. Just makes sense.
Yeah. Now, do you know anything like about this song, or is it just a song that you like think is cool, or the meaning, or anything like that?
I haven't dived into that side of it, truthfully, but I am always interested in what messages are in a song. And I mean, even sometimes a lot of them don't have a message.
Yeah.
Um, I just really vibed with there's this one part in it where it's like or something. I can't remember the exact tune of it right at this moment. I
Yeah.
know it in my head, but it won't come out of my mouth. But it's like right after he says like the chorus and it does like
Hmm.
yeah. So I was like, ooh, I love that little part right there.
Ooh.
Um, and there's just something about his vocals too, man. Like you said too, it has this rasp
Yes.
almost.
Yeah.
It's deep
Hmm.
and
It's raw. And that's
yeah,
what he sounds like live too. It's not
it's
like,
exactly what he sounds like too.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's funny. Sometimes I can't, even with movies and stuff, I'm like, why do I like it so much? I can't completely pinpoint every single time with certain things. I just really vibed with the song and I
Yeah.
play it very often on my car rides to work. I just really, really love the song. And it's not like super heavy metal. It has
Hmm.
like this eerie calmness to it.
Yeah.
And why did my voice sound like that? But there's something calming about the song.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just really enjoy the song though. I feel like I'm like in my mode, if that made any sense to anybody. But I just feel like I'm in my mode and I feel great and I feel like a badass. And I'm just
Hmm.
like, yeah, crow killer.
You
Oh my
can
God.
dance to it, you can headbang to it, you can, yeah.
Because so this one script that I'm working on, um, not the one that's going to be coming up very soon. I was thinking of this one scene. I'm not going to give away the scene because I don't want anybody taking my idea, but
Feel it.
to give it a basic rundown, I'd be walking into a room and then you just like hear that song. But then I thought of other songs too, and I'm like, fuck, like I don't know. And so uh yeah, there's just something about that song, man. I'm just like, I really, really vibe with it. Um, and it's Rob. Like, it's
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah.
Like, he's never, honestly, I've never seen anything that he's done that's disappointed me yet.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I feel like now I'm definitely going to be playing it and dancing around in my room and
yes.
headbanging to
Have you
it.
listened
And
to his whole new album?
no, I haven't, but now I'll have to.
You
Yeah.
definitely have to.
Yeah.
I mean, the triumph oh god, here actually let me just pull up the album really quick on my Spotify so people know what the album is and like just a couple other songs that are on it. um uh,
Wow. That's
is
my,
that you?
that was me.
I was like, is that your cat? um
I was trying to do the raspy
oh.
crow and it didn't
It
right.
sounded like a cat. So the album, his newest album is called The Lunar Injection Kool Aid Eclipse Conspiracy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very long. And that's another thing I would love to dissect because I'm like, how does that all correlate?
yeah.
So that was interesting. Um, but you have the triumph of King Freak, Shadow of the Cemetery Man, Shake Your Ass, Smoke Your Grass, hell yeah. Get Loose, Crow Killer Blues, Boom Boom Boom. I mean, there's other songs on there too, but some of them are just like no lyrics,
Oh, okay.
and just some instrumental stuff, uh, which is pretty cool too. And then, of course, if you haven't heard of any of his other albums or have heard of Rob, there's Hillbilly Deluxe, The Sinister Urge, Past, Present, and Future. And then, of course, he was in White Zombie before he went on his solo way. Um, and then you have his movies House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, Three from Hell, Lords of Salem, the newest Monsters movie, which I haven't seen yet.
I thought it
Um,
was cute.
I need
I
to,
don't know if he would want me to say it's cute, but it was
but
cute.
I really need to sit down and watch the new Monsters movie.
What
Um,
was the one that he made? And I'm saying, "Oh, I love this movie," and I can't remember. Um, it's gonna drive me crazy, but they have a certain amount of time to escape.
31.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, that was a good one too. Cause I mean, like, Richard fucking Brake
Yeah,
in his beginning monologue,
yeah,
bro, I would have happily sat there and just said, okay,
yeah.
yeah, you can kill me now. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, God damn, what an opening scene for that movie. So yeah, there's like 31 and his Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. I mean, he's dug his hands into some great films, and has made some wonderful films. Oh my gosh, I might be watching some Rob Zombie tonight.
I have to now.
Yeah, and I mean, we're obviously going to be talking about a lot of different movies, so we'll have to start jumping on the Rob Zombie train here soon. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, to get back to this music video real quick to end my end, so you can obviously tell us what you think as well. Yeah, like I said, I just really vibed with the song and the music video. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just so it's eerie and creepy, but it's also like calming. And then, like I said, there's like this vintage esque to it. Um, and he's in the snow, and you see these crows, and then you have the little side part of like his band playing, and then you have all these other animals, and then he's walking away, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm invested. I feel relaxed. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
like, so I if any of this is making sense to y'all, I hope it is. Sometimes I feel like I say things that I think make sense and it doesn't make sense to others.
No, I get what you're saying
So
completely because I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I felt the same way. Well, my first reaction was I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's snowing. He's probably so cold because I'm always cold."
Okay, but
But
his jacket though,
I
that
know, well, that's
nice
what I
ass
was,
puffy
yeah,
jacket. Give me that jacket. I
I
want
know
the
that's
jacket.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, if I ever have to film in the snow, I need that jacket.
We need Rob Zombie's jacket from Crow Killer Blues if we ever
Yes.
film a movie in the snow, okay?
Yes. So that was like my first reaction. But yeah, I agree with you, and I loved the vintage found footage silent film thing, and you had the crows in it and
Mhm.
the yaks. I love the yaks. So yeah, I it makes me want to go to a Rob Zombie concert now. And I don't think he's coming to Pittsburgh.
He's not.
Yeah.
And like, I'm surprised. Like, I feel like, I don't know. There are a lot of artists that haven't come to Pittsburgh for some reason, but to not come to Atlanta, I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked to not see Atlanta on their tour stops.
Yeah.
And also sad because I can't go to the concert.
Is he gonna do any festivals?
I think there's one or two festivals that he's going to be doing that are on his website right now. I'm very skeptical, if that's the right word, when it comes to festivals now, though, because of all the past shit we've seen online.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know, like, I just don't trust people.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I hear you.
I feel like, festivals can be great and fun, but then you get into those pits and they're way worse than a heavy metal concert pit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
went to Slipknot and there were mosh pits everywhere. But what I've noticed is they we as a community, a hoarder, horror, a horror heavy metal headbanging community, we look out for each other and we
Yes. Yeah.
take care of each other.
Hmm.
So if someone's fucking hurt, majority of the time, somebody's saying, "Whoa, get out of the fucking way. We need to help this person." Um, and I love that so much, and I feel like that should be something that happens across the board. But I notice it so much more with the horror and heavy metal headbanging community. And I mean, I've just seen so many horror actors, directors, so on and so forth. They always say that we're like one of the best communities to be a part of because we're accepting, we take care of each other, there's no judgment.
Hmm.
And we're just there to have fun and
Yeah.
enjoy with
Hmm.
each other, you
Yeah.
know? So,
We'll have to have a talk about that, our concert experiences, because I'm sure we've both had some wild times. I've got me more getting hurt, but
um,
mine wasn't as fun as yours, but
please speak now and tell the viewers your POV, how you felt about the video as a whole. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
As a whole, I am ready to go see Rob Zombie in concert, so he better come to Pittsburgh and you better come to Pittsburgh, or he better come to Atlanta and I better come to Atlanta.
Yes.
And then we need to have and I'll practice my growl noise. And yeah, I loved it. It's great. Good pick.
As I talk about punching someone,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like
Sometimes
it was in the face, okay? Like, let's
some
not get
songs make you want to punch
dramatic.
people, you know? But yeah, and I will definitely be listening to that song in my room and dancing around.
I'm
So
here for it.
I'll send you videos.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get on to your pick, girl. What song did you pick today?
So I picked Adieu by Rammstein.
I cannot
And
roll my R's like that.
I had to teach myself.
Oh,
So, well, so we kind of talked about it. I guess I should start. So I actually have been a fan of Rammstein since I was little. Um, and the reason why, and this is a long story short, I was a big fan of Russian music, and they have a song called Moscow, which is the capital of Russia.
mhm.
And so when I heard it as a kid, I thought it was a Russian song. And then it started to dawn on me that the words were not matching up. And so I looked the band up and found they were German. And so that's kind of how I became a fan of them. And I've just always loved them and have always listened to them. But I figured I would never get to see them in concert because they're a German band, and like international bands, some of them do, travel to America. But actually, I think the one time they were here, I was actually in Russia. So it's kind of been a weird,
Oh,
it's been a whole weird thing, but I got to see them right before we filmed Macabre Mountain, which was September 2022, right?
wow.
So
Okay.
so they were supposed to tour in 2021, I believe, but the pandemic hit, so they had to keep pushing it. And so my big plan was, oh, Rammstein's coming. I'm gonna try to go to every show in the US. And then I got, Macabre Mountain and everything. So it was almost the same time that the Philly concert, because I went to Philly to see them, and it was almost the same time as that concert. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to sell my Rammstein tickets. And then Xander, um, who worked on Macabre Mountain, he texted me and he's like, so here's the dates. And it was after, and I was like, I'm still going to see Rammstein. And I was so excited. And so this song that I picked, Adieu, is from their latest album, Zeit, which means time. And but they just recently released this video. I think it was like 5 months ago, maybe. So this is one of their like newer videos. I mean, the song is older, but so that's why I picked this one. But I have to say, of all the concerts I have been to, they, I mean, they were the best. Like literally so amazing. And they closed with Adieu. So it was like it was so emotional. And when they released the music video, I couldn't watch it because I was still like so emotional about the concert. I don't know. Do you ever get emotional after concerts?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm like, God damn it, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had to think about it because, like, I'm trying to remember if I've ever cried during or after a concert, and I think I have because my first concert was Demi Lovato,
Okay.
and
Mine was Avril Lavigne.
oh, I love Avril. Sidetrack. But yeah, I think I cried during her concert. I think I cried after the first time I saw Rob
Yeah.
because I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing one of my favorite humans on stage. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any other time I've gotten like that emotional.
Yeah. Well, the song in
Yeah.
itself too is very emotional. So, and we could kind of talk more about the song and the video afterwards, but yeah, because I didn't think I was gonna get to see them, and then I got to see them, and it was like so amazing. And then when I heard this song playing, I knew it was the last song, and I was like, I don't want it to end. Like it was so, and I especially the lead singer Till. I just like if there's anybody on earth I could sit down. I don't really drink, but if there's somebody I could sit down and have a drink with, it would 100% be him. I think his like the most of his songs are in German besides his solo stuff, but the like when I look up the lyrics, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is like so deep and like it's just so amazing." So I mean, I would love to like sit down and just talk about anything with him. Um, but yeah, if I wish that I hope Rammstein comes back to America and I'm gonna go to every single show. I'll
I
make
love
sure of
that.
it.
Period.
So yeah, so this song it means goodbye. So when this song came out, fans kind of like panicked because they're older. Till is 60 now, and the guys are in their late 50s. So everybody was like, "Oh no, this is them saying goodbye." And thankfully, they have come out and said they're not done yet. So we still have some time, but in it's kind of the song. The lyrics are very like talking about like death is the only thing that lasts forever, and it's kind of like they talked Paul, who's in the band, and Till had said, I believe it was them, how this song is kind of about family and friends that they have lost. So it's like a a deep song with deep meaning, and almost like kind of an end to an era, I think, with Rammstein maybe entering into something new. But I've talked a
Mhm.
lot about this. Are you familiar with any of their music really or anything about them?
Not very much. Like I said, I've heard of them, and like I also said previously, I mean, a lot of times like there's music I've heard and I'm like, "Wait, who's this by again?" And
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh." So it made me question even if I've heard this song before.
Mm.
Um so yeah, but not particularly like off the top of my head, no.
I feel so every time I'm like, oh, I like Rammstein, or oh, where I was like, oh, I'm going to see Rammstein. Everybody's like, who's that? And I was like, du, du hast, du hast mich. Because that's the song everybody knows.
Hmm.
So, um, but yeah, so, and we could talk about a little bit what you think too after the video. The video is kind of long. Rammstein with their videos, they're all kind of like mini movies almost.
I love that.
So, there's like a lot put into them. So, if you're ready to watch it, I'm ready to watch it.
Let's do this thing.
And I won't cry.
Well, and see, I was like, I think I might turn my camera off in case I do, because the way you talk about it, I'm like, shit. I might
Yeah.
get emotional because I'm an empath and I'm just an emotional person in general. So I might be turning my camera off because I prefer no one to see me cry. Get.
Same.
flüstert unterm Tannenzweig. Muss alles in sein Dunkel ziehen. Sogar die Sonne wird verglühen. Doch keine Angst, wir sind bei dir. Ein letztes Mal, so singen wir. Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. Den letzten Weg musst du alleine gehen. Ein letztes Lied, ein letzter Kuss, kein Wunder wird geschehen. Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. Die Zeit mit dir war schön. vergeht, Geist wird sich heben. Das Sein wird sich dem Tod ergeben. Ja. Am Ende bist du ganz allein, doch wir werden bei dir sein. Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. Den letzten Weg musst du alleine gehen. Ein letztes Lied, ein letzter Kuss, kein Wunder wird geschehen. Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. Die Zeit mit dir war schön. Jeder stirbt für sich allein. Doch du wirst immer bei uns sein. Den Weg musst du alleine gehen. Ein letztes Lied, ein letzter Kuss, kein Wunder wird geschehen. Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen. Die Zeit mit dir war schön.
My heart.
Wow. Whew.
It's a very deep video, a deep song, and it's so funny because I speak a little bit of German. But there's like something about their songs, like you don't know what they're like, you might not understand it, but you just like I don't know. There's something that Rammstein has that I don't know. They just are amazing. And people who are like fans of Rammstein, there's like different I can't think of the right thing, but there's like certain things that are in that you'll recognize from previous music videos. Like they put stuff in it. And yeah, so what did you think? Because I'll talk too much.
Um, it was really deep, man. Um, I teared up a little bit, but I didn't sob. Uh, but it was just like, oh, I mean, it's a lot to digest almost. So seeing them dead at the end, first of all, I was like, wait, so is that something they like imagined, but they were dead? Or are they like in the afterlife, like fighting because of all that stuff falling? Like, again, it is very deep and it has a lot of complexity to it. Um, and I'm like pretty speechless right now. Like, damn, it was a very, very well shot video. One, two, the locations were gorgeous. Like when they walked into the first building, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is beautiful. Um, and then we see them go into this room, and what I got from that moment is they're seeing a loved one in this thing here. I don't know what to call the machine they were in, but and they think that they're gone, and then you see them like start that fire and they weren't, but then you're like, wait, but were they? Like it has you questioning a lot of things. And like the editing was great. The shots, the cinematography was beautiful. And I don't know much German, so I was really trying to like pay attention and follow it all
Yeah.
to try and understand what they were saying and what the message was. And I think it was conveyed very beautifully as well. Um, just in a different way as
Mm-hmm.
far as like how they chose to shoot the video and how the storyline presented itself in the music video.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like, oh my gosh, like now they're dead. Like what just happened? Like, oh my gosh. I really loved too that at the end it really was like a movie. Like you're seeing the end credits and they're giving, the credit that's due to those that were involved. And I
Yeah.
loved that as well. Um, wow. Just wow. Ash. Damn. Wow.
They yeah, so that was they filmed that in France. And so that's and I can't remember the name of the place, but it's beautiful. And actually from their previous album, they have a song called Deutschland, and it's about Germany. And the same person who directed this video, I think it was directed that video. So in the Deutschland one, they have a red line, and you see that throughout this Adieu. Um, so there's like they pull things from different videos. So if you're a Rammstein fan, like you'll see stuff and you'll be like, oh, that's from Ich will, oh, that's from Mutter. So like but yeah, I mean, I have to say I hope everybody gets a chance to see them live someday, or at least, if you don't get to see them live, watch their concerts online, because the way their music video is the way they are on stage. Like they have fire, they have all this like crazy like production stuff. And I would like a dream of mine be to work with them, and to it like it would just be like amazing. I think they're fantastic. And so I'm really happy I got to see them live.
I'm genuinely speechless because I'm trying to digest that whole video.
Yeah.
And like really it makes you think. That video really made me think like, damn,
Yeah. It's a
it
lot.
was it was so good. I was like, oh my gosh. And like this is a completely separate artist uh whose music videos I would also like to dissect one day. Uh from Ice Nine Kills, Spencer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
um he's been doing a lot of music videos now too that have a story to it, like you're watching a movie. And I remember telling him that, and he was like, oh no, it's not a movie. I was like, oh, I know, no, I know that. I'm just telling you, like, I'm excited to see these build more because it's like you're sitting there and watching a movie. It
Yeah, it's
has
like a short film.
right. And
Yeah.
I love music videos like that
Yeah.
have more of a backstory to it, or that present itself like you're watching a movie. Because to me, and this is not to shade anybody, I'm saying this because it could sound that way, not my point here. When people do that during music videos, I really feel like there's more substance to it. Again, not throwing shade to any other artist that doesn't do stuff like that. I still enjoy other music videos that aren't like this.
Yeah.
But there's just something about a music video when it tells a story and has a powerful message to it or a powerful meaning to it. Wow, does it change the whole thing?
Yeah.
Um, for the song, for the band, for it as a whole. So just wow. I know I've said that like 10,000 times, but wow. What a
Yeah.
video. What a
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think because I love Rammstein and I was like, ah, this will be the one because it just it reminds me so much of the concert and then so much of so it was just deep video and I'm glad it's not the end because
Right.
the right when all of us the Rammstein fans saw Adieu and Adieu goodbye auf Wiedersehen, we were like, oh no, please no. And then but I think it's kind of like an end to an era and going into something new. So
Right.
yeah, kind of like a reminder that life is short and not forever.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Oh,
So
so good. So good.
I'm glad you liked it because it is long and
Yeah.
so sometimes but I'm glad you liked it.
But see, it didn't feel long either.
Yeah.
It might have
Yeah.
been because I was like fully fucking invested.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like it was a long video at all. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, 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 wow,
And this was one of
wow.
their more like a lot of their songs are kind of heavier and kind of I don't know if saying fun is the right word. Like they have some like really raunchy songs. They have some really but and so this one is and they do have really serious songs too, but I don't know, this one just seemed different from like it was like, whoa, this is deep.
Right,
And a lot of them are, but this was like, whoa, this hits hard.
right.
So um but yeah, I love them. Hope they tour again in the US. And Till is doing some solo stuff.
Mm.
So I'm looking some solo shows. So looking forward to that. And maybe we can get a Rom Zombie Rammstein tour.
Y'all listening to that? There we go. uh what another great episode. Thank you guys again for the 10,000th time. You're probably going to hear that come from me or Ashley every single time we end an episode, but I am just so happy that we are doing this together. I think it's been, a great start to what we have coming up.
Yeah.
I debated on sharing this, but I will share it because it was loosely talked about in our last episode. But we will be having a final script for my movie on Sunday. So tomorrow's the 6th. So On Sunday, May 7th, we will have a final script for my movie, and auditions will be sent out no later than Monday morning, as far as like sides. And I'm just so very excited to share this with you guys. And of course, just start this process and have my directorial debut. And that's so fucking crazy to say. But yeah, I mean, we're going to do what we can and make a really badass original, yet something you can relate to other horror movies. And just it's so I'm still trying to find the words for it all, because it's just so like overwhelming, but in a good way. And
It's
I just can't
emotional.
wait. It is.
Yeah.
It's very emotional for me. Like, it makes me want to start crying now, because I'm
Don't
just
cry, because then I'll cry.
we're not gonna cry. I literally turned my camera off the first time, so we're not doing this. Okay.
I can't turn mine off. I forgot.
um, but I'm very proud of what's to come, and I can't wait to share this with everybody. I can't wait to see what the cast is gonna look like. Because I'm looking into a couple different SAG actors, and I really hope that, you know, they're interested in my script and the parts and just everything. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, obviously, because but yeah, I'm just really excited to share this with you guys. And I felt like it's something I wanted to share too, because Ashley's going to be involved in some capacity. And I'm just really stoked.
I
And my
am
gosh.
I'm so excited for you, and I'm excited about it, and I'm so grateful that I'm gonna be some part in it in some way,
Mhm.
because it's yeah, I'm super stoked for you. And I want to work on my own film too, which you would obviously
Yes,
be a part of too. So
absolutely, girl.
yeah, so it's gonna be, and it's, I read some of the script. It was like an earlier version, but it's great. And so it's gonna be awesome. I'm so stoked about it.
I'm so friggin' stoked. I'll tell you after, because I don't know if I shared a couple people that you know, have been on some pretty well-known projects that I'm gonna be sending sides to, because they are interested. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't want to share the names, just simply because I don't know what's gonna happen once casting hits, of course. But you know, yeah, I can't wait to tell you, because it's only just two right now. It's only gonna go up from here. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's like crazy. Um, but yeah, so we love you guys. Keep liking, commenting, and sharing our podcast. We're fans, and we're doing this with and for the fans. And yeah, we just appreciate it. We really do. We're
Yep.
doing it because we love it.
Yes, and we'll have some guests and some more exciting movies to talk about and stuff like that, music, and yeah,
Mhm.
so it's gonna be
Oh,
awesome.
and on that note, we bid
Adieu, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen.